Good morning, friends of the trailer park. Can you hear me? Hopefully you can hear me. Yes, I'm in a new studio. I bounce studios every show, I think. Rokfin should be kicking in any minute here. And let me check and make sure we are up on the Rumbles. We are officially on Rumble. You guys can join us over there and hit that Rumble, whatever they're called, Rumbles. We need like 15 more before we're allowed to have our own address or something. So yeah, that's where we are. And we're at Twitch too. I don't know what's up with our Twitch. I'm gonna have to work on the Twitch. Apparently, it says we're live, but I don't see us over there. So another day, apparently. So welcome. It is Tuesday, the December 13th, and as you see, Poe, my crow, he got some friends. He's got a murder now. The yellow is terrible. I get it, but every picture of a crow has a black background, and my hair turns green in the black background. So it had to be yellow. It had to be yellow. What's up out there? Let me see. Is the chat starting to roll in? Chat's rolling in. Look at you guys. Let me see who's hanging out here. Kate, I love you. I love your messages. Please come to Port Angeles. Come hang out. You get an Airbnb, I'll crash it. I'll take a vacation. Thank you guys for watching all my videos. As you know, I've been doing the 62 in the month of December for St. Jude's Hospital, and I've been out there walking 2 to 4 miles every day. Yes, I've done over 25 miles since the beginning of December. So in 13 days, I've done 25 miles, and I've taken you guys along for a lot of it. And there's some really cool shit to see where I live. I live by the Olympic rainforest. I'm on the Olympic Peninsula. So I've been kind of taking you guys on different adventures. Like we got a bunch of covered bridges that used to be railroad tracks that I've been going and finding. And let's see, we did downtown Port Angeles yesterday. Of course, you could see across to Victoria, Vancouver, BC. And let's see, what else have I done? I've done a bunch of different places. So check them out. I've done some night walks with the Christmas lights. I'm going to go down and do the Sklallam tribe. Their reservation where they have the casino is beautiful. They do a great job out there. So we're going to go out there, I think, Friday night and get some video for you guys. So check that out. That's only on Trailer Park Pundit. So please go follow my YouTube channel, Trailer Park Pundit, and you'll catch those videos. I haven't been putting them up on B&B. I kind of feel like it's my own personal project. So I appreciate everybody who's over there watching them. I do tweet some of them out. So it's kind of fun to see how out of shape I am. Oh my God. The one I'm going to drop, the one I dropped yesterday, you see me I'm climbing a 10% grade. I was huffing and puffing when I got to the top of that. I actually shut the camera off because I didn't want you guys to hear how hard I was breathing. The picture is pixelated. I know. No matter what I do, I can't get it to not do it. Let's see. Is that better? See, now my hair's green. I don't know. You guys tell me. This one looks the best, but you can't see Poe. Poe's behind me. So I don't know. What do I stay with, guys? You tell me which one looks the best. Green? Oh, this one's got timestamp, whatever stamps in it. Well, let's try black real fast. Nah, black's not too bad. Other than my hair kind of glitches out a little bit. And the problem is I just stripped my hair of color like 2 or 3 days ago because it was getting kind of bright yellowy orange. So now it's too white. Problems, right? Real world problems. That's what we say. Okay, let's get moving on this deck. Let's see. Here we go. We'll bring it in. So yeah, I do generic cards. That's just who I am. I like to scrapbook. Oz, what is this? Oz, too much skin. I don't know. I think you wear it better though. Definitely Oz. What do you guys think? Me or Oz? I think Oz has got it. I don't know. At least he's got the big smile on his face, right? I think Oz is smiling better than I am. There you go. That's how we roll over here. Sometimes I just come in and I find stuff on the deck from Oz. So thank you. Fair use. Yeah, I'm just merely commentating and not really reporting, just showing you guys what I'm seeing. I expect you guys to go out there, do your own research, and come up with your own opinions. Yeah, I know the quality sucks to me. I know, right? I think it's just the studio. It can't be my lighting. I've got so much damn lighting on me. It's not even funny. I might be able to put a little bit more though. Buy me a coffee. You can help me out by buying me a coffee. That is buymeacoffee.com. linktree.com/trailer park. Who I am. Here, let me see if I can throw a little extra light on it. I got this really cool lamp that is USB. That's nice. I can just charge it. I can charge it in the car. I can charge it wherever. I love it, especially because we've been losing our power a lot this year. I don't know why, but we'll definitely talk about that because I got some power grid stuff on the deck. DC, good morning. Popeye, good morning, Popeye. Jilly, always hanging out. Kate, Rob Juno's in the house. Thanks, Rob. Who else is in here? Shelly's the best meme master, man. I get the best memes from Shelly. Thank you, Shelly. Who else is in here? Fred Edwards, of course, I probably ever that. And then Restream IO. Nice of you to stop by. Lizzie's hanging out over on the Rokfin. Some of you guys are starting to get your Christmas cards. I saw that we got shouted out over on the AM Wake Up. Did Pasta tell you what it said inside the card? Maybe he didn't want to. I don't know. I know my card was pretty harsh. It said, what did it say? I don't even have it around here. It said, times are tough, times hard. Here's your fucking Christmas card. That's what mine said anyways. I don't know. I don't know if they're personalized messages. They might be. No, let's see if I can get this up. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. I'm doing 62-mile challenge. So yeah, if you'd like to help donate, we are over halfway to my fundraising goal, which was $250, which isn't a lot, but hey, it helps some family not get a bill for cancer treatment, and it helps me get up off my butt and get out there and walk because I'm actually helping the kids out. I think it's great. I've noticed a lot of my friends are like, hey, this is a good idea. And they're planning on doing it next month. There is these challenges every month. You can do it for a lot of different charities. You can do it to fight hunger, childhood hunger. You can do it for cancer. And yeah, you're not being like, you don't have to turn in your hours and, prove that you're doing this. It's all about raising money for kids and helping out, your community. So that's what we're doing. And yeah, please go check out my videos. Okay, let's get this deck started because I got a big deck. We got a lot to talk about today. Let's see, what do we got here? So I think Oz must have dropped this one on me. There's a 1986 movie called Troll, and you can't convince me this isn't about Dr. Fauci. That's a good one. I watched the new Troll the other day. It's Norwegian and it's dubbed. It's over on Netflix. It was okay. It was okay. And I woke up this morning. Dick Van Dyke was trending. I thought, oh shit, did he finally die? Nope, he turned 97. Long live the Dems, right? Holy shit. I to live to be 97. Somebody's blowing my phone up. Thank you guys so much for sharing this out and tweeting it out and hitting that like button. It helps us out considering that some of these platforms just take away our viewers and we watch it in real time. With the Twitter files, what are we on the 5th drop now for the Twitter files? We've learned what we as content creators already knew, and that is if they want to shadow ban you, suppress you, take your likes, take your viewers, they do it. And we're not just talking Twitter because we know the other platforms do it right across the board. We see it in real damn time. I mean, if we don't put up a post on for like a week, they literally will just take 20 viewers away from us. So we all know it. We all get unsubbed to so many of our faves, right? I don't know how many times I've been unsubbed to Jimmy Dore. Like I would ever unsub to Jimmy Dore. He would have to make out with Hillary goddamn Clinton before I would unsub to Jimmy Dore. And yeah, that's not happening, right? So Jimmy was on early yesterday, like 9:30 in the fucking morning. I'm like, what? Jimmy's live? Okay, well, this is kind of cool. And I always do this thing where I clean my kitchen when Jimmy's on because, hey, that's like a 2-hour block. I can just turn it on and walk away and listen. Like, God damn it, now I got to clean my kitchen this early in the morning. So thanks, Jimmy. I got my work done early. Yeah, always hit that like button, guys. How's my sound? Hopefully I'll have sound on the deck. We do this every show. So we'll just continue to do that. So headlines I don't care to cover. Let's see. Sigourney Weaver thanks Jennifer Lawrence for paving the way for female action heroes. I'm sure you guys have heard this BS story where she said she was the first woman to ever be a lead in an action role and how things have changed. And she's came along and just the thought of maybe what she might have had to go through with Harvey Weinstein. Just my conspiracy. I'm just saying. So, yeah, it's so bad. Sigourney Weaver. I mean, come on. There's so many. There was before Sigourney Weaver. I mean, okay, Aliens in the 70s, the original had the original Terminator in the early 80s with Linda Hamilton. So many good action women. Even, I mean, yeah, this is, she did not think, and she is to the ground for that shit. Rob Juno, thank you so much for the super chat. Got lost in the buy me a coffee login, so please have this for now. Oh, thank you. Buy me a coffee. I picked up from Jason Burmis because Burmis is using it. So I know a lot of the commentators towards the right are using it. And they sent me a message the other day saying I had to take a screenshot of where I'm sharing this address before they'll pay me out. I'm just like, what are you talking about? I'll screenshot all my YouTube channels if that's what you want, but kind of seems strange. So thank you, everybody who's helped out over there. Okay, let's talk about Elon, guys. Let's talk about Elon. We all know, right? Fuck Elon. Yeah, right. That's been our motto here for a long time, many years now. We have called him out for the DOD playboy that he is, and sometimes even a broken clock's right twice a day. And I gotta say, some of the things he said yesterday and the day before, I agree with. I'm not gonna burn him down for him. And as far as him being booed when he got on stage with Dave Chappelle, I don't know. I mean, okay, I heard some people booing. It's San Francisco, but let's see. This is Lifting the Veil. I like Nathan. I follow Nathan for many years. Some people don't like him. I think his work with Isaac Cappy was super, super important. And I think his work with, waking people up on the left to what was actually going on with trafficking has been important too. People don't talk shit, but here he is kind of breaking down the Elon boo and the Fauci tweet. Oh no, come on. We jump in slides. There we go.
All right, you guys get it. You guys get it. So people in San Francisco don't approve of Elon Musk, but no real surprise, I guess. But he was still brought on stage as if people would like him. But people are extremely offended, mostly by his one tweet, which was my pronouns are prosecute Fauci. So that's the main thing that he said that everybody got totally flipped out about, triggered about.
Right. And so, my pronouns are Fauci needs to be prosecuted. Is that what he said? My pronouns are prosecute Fauci. Yeah, I'm prosecute Fauci. We all agree with that one, right? But it doesn't change the fact that Elon is who Elon is. And I brought you guys a little, what is it? Why did I lose his name? Rodcast. We've brought Rodcast for many, many years. And yeah, he's been calling Elon out. Now there's a couple of lawsuits that have been filed by former employees of Elon. And I'm not talking Twitter. We're talking Tesla and other companies. And let's just be reminded of the shit that Elon's promised us that has not came true. I mean, right? We were supposed to have completely self-autonomous driving cars by 2020. And oops. It seems like Elon has grand gestures and grand thoughts for what he wants, but executing them, he's not the greatest at. And he gets covered up by the DOD because they just dump money on him till we don't realize that he hasn't came through with his promise. So let's check out Rod. Rod does a great job on this.
As well as 2 other Tesla entities. And this lawsuit has been filed because of the lies that were told by Elon Musk regarding the full self-driving capabilities of Tesla vehicles. The main person who's suing here, Briggs, bought a car, Tesla, expecting these full self-driving capabilities by 2020, as Elon Musk promised. But of course, as with all other failed, miserable promises by the liar-in-chief of Tesla, it was a lie.
Guess what year this was? And you will know with certainty why you should never trust Elon Musk.
Someone's going to sit in a Tesla without touching the steering wheel, tap in New York, off it goes.
Yeah.
Won't have to ever touch the wheel by the end of 2017.
Oof, spoilers. It's currently 2022, and Elon Musk's smart summon barely works for getting a Tesla across a car.
Come on. So that was a bit embarrassing. It pulled up and then stopped in the middle of the road and blocked traffic, so that was not good whatsoever. Smart Summon is really cool, and it needs lots and lots of improvements so that it understands not to go in the oncoming lane and not to block the whole road. It is embarrassing where you're trying to do this cool thing, but then it just blocks the whole road, or it's just not doing like a good job. It's like driving like worse than a student driver.
That's 2022, when Smart Summon can't even notice when there's a plane in the way.
There are no robo-taxis on the streets of America by 2020, like he said. That is an explicit promise that he made.
By the middle of next year, we'll have over 1 million Tesla cars on the road with full self-driving hardware, feature complete, at a reliability level that we would consider that no one needs to pay attention. We will have over 1 million robo-taxis on the road. The fleet wakes up with an over-the-air update.
Which did not come true, just like the Hyperloop, just like every other solar tiles and all the other lies that Elon Musk has told, which I've been getting up to date with recently by watching videos from 2 YouTube channels that I recommend you guys check out as well. Thunderfoot, who's an actual scientist, unlike Elon Musk, who's not even an engineer, and also Common Sense Skeptic, which is run by people who used to be Elon Musk fans, but now have realized what he is, which is a lying, disgusting, fraudulent, criminal Dutch stain on humanity. And they're exposing his lies every week with.
So I thought that maybe checking out those channels would be good for everybody. Yeah, I'm always looking for people that are burning Elon to the ground with truth, and especially scientists. Now, let us remember that Elon only has a liberal arts bachelor's degree. He bachelor's in science. He doesn't even have. He's not a technical and engineer. He is not any of these things that people think he is. He actually absolutely is not. So let's see. Let me know when you want to work it. Do I have sound problems? I don't know. You guys tell me. I just see messages flying. So hopefully my sound's good. So yeah, go check out those channels and let's not buy into Elon's bullshit. DC, I hope that Ryan really gets behind these Twitter leaks and, you know, shakes them out for what they really are. We all know we get played constantly, right? And Elon loves to play us and he gets paid to play us. So sounds good. Okay, great. So yeah, as much as I agree with one thing that he says, doesn't mean I appreciate Musk, because I don't. That would be like appreciating Bezos. I don't appreciate either of these guys.
As well as 2 other Tesla entities.
Come on. I must have had click to play on that one. So did you guys hear that our power grid has been attacked? Jilly sent me this last week, and apparently it's happened a couple of different times now. And they said shots were fired at North Carolina substation. They had a little video. I think it was a Twitter feed. But that's all they said. There was no information about who was firing shots, why shots were fired. Could it just have been that was a residential neighborhood and maybe somebody was yeah, I know my videos raw. There's just nothing I can do about that. If it seems suspicious to me. I mean, shots fired, but we don't know who it was. Well, that wasn't the end of it. Dabu 7. Of course, he put up a video yesterday talking about how, yeah, they're setting us up. You know, who is sabotaging America's power grid? Probably America would be my guess. So let's check it out.
This is Dabu 7, and we have to ask the question at this point: who is attacking our power grid here in America, and doing so on purpose? Without a doubt, these events are not accidents. And they're not trying to say that they are. They're flat out saying they are being attacked. And some people just can't wrap their head around that we're being attacked here in America, our grid, over 120 times this year. It has been hit. That is an astronomical number. It is a record. It is the most it's ever happened in a single year ever And if this isn't a sign that something huge is going on, then I don't know what is. It's obvious. This is organized. It's organized crime, if you will, attacking our grid. And all they got to do is take down a handful of the right substations, and they're going to send a whole area into the dark, whether it's Texas block, the whole eastern block.
Yeah, I mean, it's anybody's guess what the hell that they're actually trying to plan with this, right? I don't even know who to think is conspiring because it could be coming from so many different directions, right? I mean, with the climate change push, it could be a push to get us on more green. It could be, there's so many things with politics and the energy grids the way they are in Europe. There's just so much. So ask questions. When I hear these reports, I'm asking questions. Who's doing it? How are they doing it? Why are they doing it? Where are they doing it? Right? Who, what, where, when, why? That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know why my camera and everything is so bad today. I just did a speed test and I've got excellent internet speed. So, but I see it's bad. I see it's really bad. It barely can keep up with me. It looks like on the Rokfin. I don't know. There's always an issue, right? All I can do is keep moving forward and hope it gets better. I don't know. Tell me how I can make it better, Oz. Send me a message. Tell me what you think I could do to make it better. Yeah, I mean, we can work on it after the show, but I would like to finish the show and have a clear picture. So I don't know. Gosh, it's so terrible. So terrible. It's like a lag, but it is on my internet. I'm looking at my speed right now. I have 900 download and 10 upload. That's more than, enough to have a good stream. So I don't understand what's going on here. And it seems like it's only me that's glitching because when I go to my other screen, it's fine, right? Maybe I'll come out and go back in as I'm playing this clip. So let's check out Glenn Greenwald system update. He did protecting the power centers. This is a great breakdown. Let's just check this out. And I'm going to try to fix my screen while we're gone.
One of the central figures in this unfolding Twitter files drama is a man by the name of James Baker. No, not the former White House Chief of Staff and Secretary of State. He's retired, but you'd be forgiven for confusing them because the James Baker just fired from Twitter yesterday is also another Beltway power player. The James Baker everyone is talking about joined the Department of Justice as a lawyer in 1990. He spent most of his career there, eventually becoming the top FBI lawyer in charge of surveillance requests. He testified to Congress in support of the Patriot Act and its massive expansion of the powers of the security state. During his ascent, Baker took a 2-year hiatus to serve as Associate General Counsel at Bridgewater Associates, a top fund. In 2014, he returned to the DOJ, this time as General Counsel, top lawyer of the FBI. That, of course, put him right in the thick of the FBI's Russiagate investigation, which now know is a fanciful political vendetta with no evidentiary basis, but plenty of anti-Russia hysteria behind it. Remember, as former FBI Director Robert Mueller himself concluded, after an 18-month investigation driven by a team of highly aggressive prosecutors with unlimited funds and full subpoena power, quote, the investigation did not establish that members of the Trump campaign conspired or coordinated with the Russian government in its election interference activities. James Baker himself got investigated too for allegedly leaking unauthorized information to the press. Although that investigation ended without charges, Baker abruptly was reassigned anyway. Sources told the Washington Post at the time that this move was unrelated. But anonymous sources say a lot of things. That's one of the great things about getting to disseminate claims to the public while hiding in anonymity. So soon after defending the Patriot Act, overseeing surveillance during the war on terror, and being investigated for politically driven leaks, and being centrally linked to the Russiagate and to the top tiers of Democratic Party politics, James Baker left one of the most important legal jobs in the U.S. security state in 2018. Where did he go? The Brookings Institution, the decades-old venerable liberal DC think tank that became ground zero for some of the deranged and fanatical Trump-era Russiagate conspiracy theories. And then in 2020, Baker joined another Senate power run by establishment Democrats. He joined Twitter as Deputy General Counsel. James Baker's resume makes one thing quite clear. He is not vulnerable or marginalized. He's a highly successful lawyer who's had many well-paid, high-status jobs. But it's not just that. James Baker has also been given a huge amount of public power and trust. We trust him to make the case for who our government should be allowed to spy on. We trusted him to safely use radically expanded powers under the Patriot Act. And in his move to the private sector, we trusted him with substantial influence at one of the nation's most powerful corporations, Twitter, with the power to magnify or censor major news stories and political opinions at will.
Yes, he's right. So I changed the bit rate, guys. I'm sorry. I'm watching it clip in real time and it sucks because I've got a good show for you guys. I changed the bit rate down to 420 or whatever from 720. Maybe that'll help. My internet's good. It makes no sense why it's this way, other than they want you to pay $50 a month for their shit, and that's probably what it comes down to. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's getting much better. Why is it so money? Well, I hate to make you guys watch a show that's just visual shit, so I don't know what to do. Let me see if you guys have ideas. Lay them on me. It needs to go up. It was up. It was up as high as it goes. I can go 480 with 30 frames per second, or
1080.
Well, let me do 1080. I got to pay to do 1080.
You can't bit rate like it's 6,000 to adjust your bit rate.
I haven't touched my bit rate, but yeah, no, it seems like it's super messed up. So
The bit rate for 1080p should be right around 6,000.
yeah, well, it's not what I'm getting at all. So I got It's Cold Fusion in the back telling me how to fix it. So in real time, I tried to fix it. It's not any better. Sure exactly what to do, guys. Let me see if there's anything super important I wanted to show you guys on the deck. I'm not going to make you guys sit here and watch a happy show. It's fine, and you're good. Keep going. Okay, Amber. Amber's funny. I went to bed at 5 o'clock this morning talking to Amber. How hilarious is that? Let's see what I got going. Let's bring that back up. If you guys say it's better, we'll keep going. So let's see. I just love it. Pasta going after Nina Turner. Just hitting her hard. So Nina tweets out, crypto's a scam. Pasta says, so is the Democratic Party. And I love so many other people who are like, so are you. And then, of course, pronouns aren't a joke. And neither is arming Nazis in Ukraine. Get her pasta. That was great. I don't know. It's okay. Okay, so that looked better. The Rokfin's about a minute behind, so it takes me. I know, hilarious. Hey, Balagusi, welcome. Popeye the Sailor is here. Marby Dog's here too. I love it when you guys file it in the morning. I'm so sorry this looks like shit today. I don't know why. I just don't know why. So repeat after us. Russia is evil. China is evil. Syria is evil. And the U.S. is a beacon of freedom and democracy. Yeah, according to these two little shits, right? Well, I can't even say that, but I'm just trying to get to the point where we don't have too much video. I have a ton of video. Video seems to be lagging, so I'm trying to jump around video. We don't mind. Oh, okay. Well, if you guys don't mind, I'll keep going. I like to have a certain standard, a quality for you guys, and we always have. So bringing a show that I know is visually shitty just makes me feel bad. So, hey, do you guys remember that story where I told you, I brought you the video of the NBC reporter who accidentally told the truth about Pelosi and Paul Pelosi and the guy and how their got opened and the police, and then he walked back into the foyer and it was almost like they knew each other. And then they took that down, and NBC took the video down that they had done the report, and then they corrected the record apparently and said, oh, we don't know. But then that guy disappeared. That week he disappeared. We are a month later, and that reporter is still MIA. So there's a lot of questions. What the hell? Where did this guy go? Why did he drop off the minute he was reprimanded for telling truth about Pelosi. Yeah. So let's check this out. This, of course, this is the other redacted. I don't even, there's two redacteds. I don't know why, but look this up.
So just like Julian Assange, when the regime doesn't like your reporting, apparently makes you disappear. Now, sometimes, from their publications, and other times, like Jamal Khashoggi, they actually make you disappear. So here's the order that we want to talk about. Miguel Almaguer, he's an NBC News reporter. A few weeks ago, we brought you the story, the mysterious story of the NBC News reporter, here he is, who told us the truth about what happened in the Paul Pelosi story. After his report aired, which was factually accurate according to the police and the district attorney's filing, okay, that's where this information came from, and separately then confirmed by another NBC News report who's witnessed the body cam footage and confirmed Almaguer's story. He went missing, gone. He was suspended from NBC. His report was deleted from NBC's website, and it was taken off of Twitter completely. Gone. The story is gone. You can't find it anymore. Disappeared. And now no one has heard from Miguel. I mean, no one professionally has heard from him.
And when we covered that story 3 weeks ago, I saw someone in the comments saying, yeah, he's missing. So he's been missing since that story.
So that was a week, and then now it's about a month. It's over a month now. He's gone.
Yeah.
Not a peep. He's been kept off the air by NBC. No mention of it. And he's not on Twitter. No, not a word about this. Gone. So let me just play. This is the original NBC News report that got him disappeared.
Craig, good morning. When officers arrived here at the Pelosi home exactly a week ago today, they initially didn't have any idea exactly what was going on. They knew they had a high priority call on their hand. What was unclear, what was happening inside the property just by.
So I didn't bring you his whole report because I've brought it before, and you can find it if you go out there, and it's like 4 minutes long. I didn't want to make you guys sit through 4 minutes, but yeah, we've got questions. And now I'm not saying that this guy has been Clintoned, right? But I honestly believe he's been paid to go away and to be quiet and not to say anything. And if you look at this man, he looks like the epitome of establishment stooge who would just parrot anything that they wanted him to. And I honestly think that this was just, oops, he just accidentally told the truth, because that's what you're supposed to do in reporting in journalism. Right. And yeah, so we'll see if he shows back up or if he shows up somewhere, not alive. Speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. And then I love how that's not even a story anymore. We're just not going to talk about it anymore. He was, Pelosi's home. He's fine. So sorry, guys. My phones are blowing up in all my messages. People are trying to help me fix my stream today, but it ain't happening. Oh, I thought this was cute. It's probably, I don't know if it's true, but it's cute. It says, heartwarming. This 2-year-old's family couldn't afford a $20,000 electric chair. Their insurance didn't cover it. So a high school robotics team burned the insurer's headquarters. I don't know if that's true. What day is today? Asked Pooh. It is the day we burn this motherfucker to the ground, squealed Piglet. My favorite day, said Pooh. There you go. Cute. Okay, so let's talk opiate crisis. So we saw another big settlement yesterday, and this one via Walgreens, because they were out there just passing out opiates for big pharma and never said a goddamn word. Because let us not forget that it wasn't just big pharma, it's big insurance and all of these pharmacies that made a shit ton of money off of addicting the whole fucking country, right? And so now they're pushing back, but you have to hear some of the shit, the stipulations that they have now been sentenced to only help big pharma. So let's check it out and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Tonight, a major settlement announcement today between a big pharmacy chain in multiple states, including California. Crown 4's Zeke Medune has that story.
A $5.7 billion opioid settlement has been reached between Walgreens and several states, including California, which is expected to receive $510 million for communities impacted by the opioid crisis. The announcement came from State Attorney General Rob Bonta, who says, quote, "This settlement is another win in our ongoing fight to bring help and healing to California communities harmed by the opioid crisis," unquote.
Walgreens knew from its pharmacists that there were many problematic situations involving the pills that were being distributed to patients in San Francisco, and yet turned a blind eye.
San Francisco City Attorney David Chu with perspective on taking on Big Pharma, having won a landmark opioid trial on behalf of the city against Walgreens earlier this year.
From our perspective, these corporate defendants saw enormous dollar signs in peddling these dangerous pharmaceutical products to patients across America. They saw billions of dollars attached to it and did very little to address what was happening.
San Francisco being one of the cities hit hardest by the effects of the opioid crisis.
Turk and Eddie, it's going to be for the OD unconscious responsibility one.
A few years ago, we lost 7 San Franciscans to the opioid crisis in 2020, which was more than double the number of folks that we lost during that year of the COVID-19 pandemic.
The multi-state settlement with Walgreens includes a controlled substance compliance program, a requirement to investigate red flags, site visits and compliance reviews of individual pharmacies, and an agreement to provide unblinded sales data from the company's distributor to drug manufacturers. And it doesn't stop there. Officials with the Attorney General's office say California is assessing similar settlement terms with the CVS pharmacy.
Okay, so I want to kind of back that up because there was something in there I wanted to point
Hit
out.
hardest by the effect.
Includes
a control.
Oh, dang it, I went too far. Okay, so the fact that really got me on this whole report, right? I mean, it wasn't just Walgreens. We're going to see this with Rite Aid and CVS and the biggest pharmacies around the country. So they were told that they have to do a compliance program, right? And they have to turn people in red flags. You know, red flags, if you've ever been on pain management, red flags will ruin your life in a fucking heartbeat. And red flags are, I lost my pills, somebody stole my pills, filling too many scripts, is just behavior that flags them that you might have a problem. But here's the one that really got me, and that is that they have to turn over their sales data to Big Pharma. I question this. Why do the pharmacies have to turn over their data to Big Pharma? I think this only helps Big Pharma to, further their sales. Is the way it looks at. But yeah, Shelly, I agree with you. Sadly, what this does is we have a lot of people in this country who need opiates. My mother had MS. She was on morphine for 30 years. I don't know how she would have made her made it through her life. She barely did as it was without an opiate. And so what this does is this further demonizes those who actually need the opiates when they go to the pharmacy to try to get the opiates, or, they go to their doctor. But it also, it helps Big Pharma. Here's all of our data. You're low on this pill. You're not selling enough of this one. You're not putting out enough of that one. I just think that it helps Big Pharma even more. And bottom line, how much of this money actually makes it into the community, let alone into the hands or the people who were affected the most by this, by those of us who were prescribed an addiction and, had to deal with it on our own. This is just a sad, scary state. And all this money will just line somebody else's pocket. So is it even helping the community? No, exactly. $0 go to people that suffered from this. So some CEO somewhere will just get more money in their pocket, or some program that's supposed to be helping people just get more money in their pocket. That's what we'll be from all of this. Let's see what else do I got on this deck. My bit rate's still so terrible. So I like this. Luke Wadowski says, science proves kids are bad for Earth. Morality suggests we should stop having them. We need to stop pretending kids don't have environmental and ethical consequences. So NBC News, with the straight up depopulation, take it as we are headed towards a population crash, right? We talked about this a couple of times. Robert Plant's already confused it's his fault. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So I don't always commit crimes with my son, but when I do, the FBI, the liberal media, and the big tech companies cover it up for me. Yes, Biden, we know. We know. We talked about the depopulation agenda a couple of times. Like I said, I used to be one of those people that thought we were too populated, and that shit anymore, right? The COVID and pandemic has really changed my opinion on that. That and learning what's really coming at us. Oh, we have to talk about this one. So, Brighton no longer works for the Department of Energy. He's so sad. He's so sad that he actually got caught stealing once, and they just put him in timeout. They didn't even fire him. If that was you or I, we would have been fired on the damn spot. But you know, that's the way it is. So let's check it out. This this show just sucks, guys. Sorry.
Breaking news here at 6. A Department of Energy official charged with stealing luggage from Reed International Airport is no longer with that federal agency. A spokesman confirmed that to investigators, but did not say if Sam Brinton was fired or if quit. Metro Police say surveillance footage shows Brinton grabbing luggage off an airport carousel. This was this summer. A T-shirt on the video matching social media post from the same day. Brinton was charged last week, and there is an active arrest warrant. Brinton was also charged with similar luggage theft in Minnesota last month.
Can you imagine? Why? Why would you do that? That's a mental illness. That's what I see there. Why would you go and steal luggage from airports? And not just one. I mean, they got him in Minneapolis and in Vegas. He is making a ton of money. He is beloved by the left. He's beloved by the Biden administration and his cabinet. Why would you do this? I can't wrap my mind around it. Obviously, he thought he wasn't going to get caught, but how would you think that? We all know, and we've all known for the last 20 fucking years, that from the minute you pull into an airport till you get back in your car and leave, you are on camera. I mean, I even assume that there's cameras watching me go into the bathroom. The only place I probably feel like I'm not being watched in a bathroom is in a stall, and that's a crap shoot, right? A bathroom stall. So just the stupidity of this. Yeah, he's a nuclear engineer. Yeah, it's still serial killer behavior, right? It's entitlement is what it was. I want this bag and I want what's in it, so I'm just gonna take it. And bye. You know, just goes to show that diversity hires are not always the best choice. Well, let's see what else. Oh, did you guys see? Remember we covered this story. The former CNN producer pleads guilty to inciting a minor for sex. So we've been calling CNN out on this one for a year now, and he finally got sentenced. So let's check it out.
New now at 6. Former CNN producer pleading guilty today to one charge connected to the transportation and assault of a Nevada minor back in 2020. This is all according to court documents. 45-year-old John Griffin initially faced 3 counts in his case. That got negotiated down to 1. He is set to be sentenced in March. He is facing 10 years to life in prison.
10 years to life. And that's what it should be. You fuck around with kids. That's what it should be. We throw you in and we throw the key away, right? I mean, we're all for capital punishment in the U.S., but except for when it's violence against a child. And I'm so glad that more people are screaming. If you guys haven't seen Eliza Blue over on Twitter, just burning it down, calling them out constantly. I mean, if anything, I'm so thankful that she has managed to get in Elon's ear about this over on Twitter. I just started doing Twitter. I've had a Twitter since 2010, but I hate it because there was so much explicit sexual content. Every time I would come on Twitter, there would always just be a big cock. Okay, I'd just be scrolling. Oh, okay, I didn't need to see that. I mean, that's what Twitter was for so long, and so I just refused to use it for a long, long time, and I'm just starting to get called out, and hopefully we can put an end to it. I mean, yeah, 10 years to life. I say no parole, just throw them the fuck away, right? They want to do it with drug addicts. Remember Trump? Give them a life sentence. Let's kill them. But these guys, no, just give them 3 months, 6 months. I mean, how many times have we fucking seen that? So many times, it's disgusting. But yeah, I'm kind of off my rocker with this show looking the way it is, guys. I'm so sorry. Apparently the only way I can change the bit rate is by closing the whole show down. I tried to do it, but it won't let me. So we're just gonna try to hurry up and muddle through this. I got a bitch about Walmart just a little bit. I brought 2 clips for you guys. This is disgusting. If you are in Utah, don't buy pizza at Walmart because you might get some rat shit in it. And then let's talk about Walmart's policy after this.
An Emery County woman is recounting the disgusting discovery she made inside of a box of deli pizza that she bought from a grocery store this weekend. This news specialist Lauren Steinbrecher shows us it led to a visit from the health department.
Do you want yours cut or do you want it? Before handing out afternoon snacks, Mom Alyssa Potter made sure that good? The bananas she just bought Sunday were good to go.
Yes, for sure. We went through all of it.
After what her family discovered during dinner the night before. Now, on her porch.
You could see it on the side where it's really ripped, and then there, and there's some on that side.
Ready to feed to the dumpster.
He's like, unless you want mouse with your pizza, I don't think we're having that for dinner.
Evidence that their family wasn't the only one set on enjoying a medium meat trio.
Pulled everything out, cleaned it all out, called Walmart.
And posted to friends on Facebook.
And what scared me was the amount of people saying that they've also seen, there was some comments saying that their stuff was also looked like it had been eaten at. And then a lot of people said that they've seen mice running around, birds.
The Southeast Utah Health Department was quick to scurry over to Walmart after Alyssa called Monday morning.
The store had already started responding to the incident, cleaning and sanitizing the display case where the suspected food came from.
An inspection of the store turned up no evidence of an infestation, Brandon Pierce says.
They're doing everything they can on their end to prevent this kind of thing. Unfortunately, sometimes these things.
Okay, so first of all, she called Walmart and told them, so they had time to clean up the mess before the health inspector got there. And yeah, this is a common thing. I've worked in big box stores. I've worked in stores. They get in. They like certain stuff. I mean, they like candy, they like stuff. But Walmart standards have just gone down the fucking toilet so bad in the last 30 years. My children's father built Walmarts in the 90s. That's how we raised our kids. That's how we survived. He was a structural welder. So, I remember when Walmart was family orientated. Do you remember when they used to put their flyers out and they would use their associates in the ads? Like it would say associate, blah, 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 lives here, has worked for Walmart for 6 years. They built up their employees. Walmart did that in the 90s. I'm not even, there was a real push for a family orientated, like family owned, American driven type of thing. And that is far what is going on at Walmart nowadays. So yeah, check the quality of the food you're getting. Who knows? Maybe it didn't come from Walmart. Maybe it came from one of the warehouses, those big freaking distribution centers. We've got quite a them in the country. For your region, that's where it all goes. So maybe it came out of there. But yeah, those frozen pizzas are crap anyways. And I brought us a little clip from the Walmart CEO who's very upset and says that if we don't stealing from Walmart, they're going to close them. That's his take on it. So check this out. It'll probably piss you off. It pissed me off.
Walmart customers were in for quite a shock when the company's CEO, Doug McMillon, issued an emotional statement about how many of their customers would be impacted by future changes. He voiced concern that these changes will have an immense effect on people's livelihoods and wallets, and it's definitely stirred up conversation among some of the millions of people who frequent the store. Many shoppers are left to wonder what's coming, and everyone seems keenly aware that this isn't something that should be taken lightly. I'm Gary Franchi. I want you to keep up with the latest news. Hit subscribe and enable your notifications. Walmart is getting ready to raise prices and is even talking about closing stores over a rapid increase in shoplifting. Liberal policies and rampant theft and lack of engagement from local law enforcement is causing Walmart to rethink certain store locations as theft is skyrocketing. CNBC reports in the United States, Walmart stores are struggling with an uptick in shoplifting that could result in higher prices and store closures if the problem persists. That's according to the Walmart CEO, Doug McMillon. In an interview with CNBC's Squawk Box, he said that it is much higher than it is in the past. Watch.
Yeah, theft is an issue. It's higher than what it's historically been, and we've got safety measures, security measures that we put in place by store location. I think law enforcement being staffed and being a good partner is part of that equation, and that's normally how we approach it.
But there have been rules that have been changed that make it not something that the police are going to prosecute, or that the criminals won't be prosecuted below certain levels. Does that matter?
If that's not corrected over time, prices will be higher. Right. And or stores will close.
And how much of that, though, do you have to go state by state and actually work on that issue? I mean, you see videos now. I just saw a video of some burglars in the Apple store, just literally just taking everything that they could, and the Apple employees were told, back and just let it all happen. And maybe that's the right decision in the moment, but clearly there's something larger going on.
Yeah. It's really city by city, location by location. It's store managers working with local law enforcement. We've got great relationships there for the most part, and that's the way we approach it.
So what would you like to see? What are the measures that, from the Walmart perspective and the Business Roundtable perspective,
overall?
Business Roundtable perspective, that you'd like to see policymakers working on right now?
It's just policy consistency and clarity, so that we can make capital investments with some vision.
Good luck.
That would be nice.
Yeah, we would like some policy clarity and consistency too, assholes. For one, I have never signed a contract saying when I come into your store that I'm going to have to ring myself up, wait in line for 45 minutes to ring myself up, have somebody hover over me as I'm ringing myself up, and then get accosted at the door by, a 90-year-old loss prevention woman with a fucking highlighter. And I've just absolutely had it with Walmart. I'm not going anymore. I mean, I live in a small town. Where else to shop? I don't care. I will pay double anymore not to have to deal with Walmart shit. And it sucks because we don't have a lot of places to go around here. But Walmart would not have a theft fucking problem right now. They hired human beings to actually ring up your purchases. Then they wouldn't have to have a door greeter turn into loss prevention. It just infuriates me. They want to know what the problem started when they started the self-checkout. All stores have theft. All stores account for loss prevention. They know they're going to lose money, and it's a fucking write-off. They don't even care. All the years of working in big stores, box stores in my life, I worked at Target for a while. They say, let them out the door. Don't even. When I worked at Target, they treated the employees as theft. The night they let the whole seasonal team go, they called everybody in, went through their lockers, and then escorted them to the door to let them the fuck out. These are people who worked their ass off for them for the last 6 months so they could have a good Christmas season, and that's the thank you get. But you can have somebody in the store walk out with the whole entire shopping cart, and they'll be like, oh no, you got to let him go. We can't stop him at the door. That's what we were trained. You cannot do shit. And then he says, oh, it needs to be on law enforcement. We have laws. If it's under $1,000, it's not up to the law enforcement to go out there and be loss prevention for Walmart. I mean, this stuff just infuriates me. They want to know where the problem is. The problem started when they brought in the fucking scanner machines, the selfless checkout. That's their problem. And until we as a people say no more, we're done, we're not doing it, they're just going to continue to do this. And as far as I'm concerned, close stores. Good. Maybe some mom and pops and some small businesses will have a fucking chance to actually grow, because how many thousands and thousands of businesses were put out because of fucking Walmart and their cheap goods, right? So there's my Walmart rant for the day. But just listening to that guy go, oh, we have a problem. Yeah, we do have a problem. It's called you guys. That's the problem. Okay, we're going to talk about, we have to do it very carefully because we know we'll get in trouble. Do you guys see that Carrie Lake filed a lawsuit over Arizona's election? Let's see how this turns out, huh? I mean, we know how these lawsuits go. We've been watching them for years now. But the secretaries of state around the country are quitting because they can't handle the crazy conspiracy pushback that's coming from those who don't believe the election results. So let's just look at Oregon for an example. Oregon Secretary of State or Auditor walked out. She resigned. And this one's going to make you mad. So the governor of Oregon, total shit lib. She shit libs out. Just listen to this.
Moving on now to elections. Oregon's second director in 2 years is calling it quits. Deborah Scroggins joined the Secretary of State's office in 2020 after a 3-month search. The last fired by Bev Clarno, the Secretary of State at the time, after he pointed out problems with the state's aging equipment. Today, I asked Oregon Governor Kate Brown about the resignation, which she said is a question for the Secretary of State. But then, as governor and as a former Secretary of State herself, she talked about the job of elections director.
I will say that overseeing elections, particularly now after the Trump administration and his efforts to frankly provide false information to Americans about the integrity of our voting systems. Being in elections is an incredibly tough job right now. Secretaries of State across the nation have gotten death threats. It is absolutely unacceptable. By any measure, by any account, America, and particularly Oregon, has one of the most safe and secure voting systems in the entire world.
And let me just correct something I said there. Deborah Scroggins actually was appointed in 2021. Now, I asked the governor if there's a systemic problem with the elections position right now. Governor Brown said no, it's just a super tough job. And that's pretty much what the resigning elections director said in her letter. Here's the letter. Scroggins wrote, "We are at an extraordinarily challenging time for election officials. Mis and disinformation have made the work of administering elections extremely challenging." And by the way, I thought it was sort of interesting that at the bottom she wrote best, which to me sort of sounds like best of luck, friends, but I am out of here. Late last week, Oregon Secretary of State Shemia Fagan talked with state lawmakers about elections. She wants to add 4 new positions to her office, and she's asking for the funding now. Fagan said her office tracked 220 incidents of information related to elections this past year. She also described for lawmakers the way that some members of the public are apparently trying to overwhelm local elections offices with public records requests.
The flood of public records requests that are highly technical, that take a large amount of time to actually work through what the person is even asking for. And then often when the clerk, which sometimes is one clerk, like in Lake County, one person that works in this elections office, by the time they often get back to the people and say, okay, here's what we actually have, these things don't apply to Oregon, here's what we can actually give you, it will cost, $92 or $104 for our staff time. The person then disappears and then comes back with a new request, and they cut and paste it off some national website, and then a cycle just continues and is incredibly, incredibly time consuming. And this is duplicated across all 36 counties.
Did that piss you off? That one pissed me off. Like, oh, we have clean and fair elections, but it's a hard time right now to be an election official, and you guys are the best. I could literally just do a show where I bring up your guys' comments, and that would be the whole show. More money, fix it, right, Marby Dog? Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, I love this one from Jelly. Neither does fuck parties or the DOJ want legit elections, right? So yeah, we're gonna just keep seeing a turnover of who. If you're not going to toe the line for them, then you got to go, right? And then this whole bullshit of records requests are just weighing us down. That is our right as the public to request records. That sorry, if you don't have enough staff to keep up with the amount of records that are being requested, then maybe you better allocate some more money for some more staff for that, because that is our fucking fundamental right to request information. So yeah, how dare you ask for legal public documents? Exactly, DC. Yeah, I just found this insane. So insane. And she's so fucking matter of fact about it. The governor, like, oh, these are the best and most secure elections in the whole world. Well, we all know that, right? So we'll be keeping an eye on Arizona. Of course, over it. That's who I go to for my good go-to information on elections. Who else can you ask even better? I mean, right? You know, pastas that. Let's see. So, okay, I gotta say, Oz, I'm sorry. I did something today that I've never done to Oz in all of our years of working together, and that was I turned down a story that he put on the deck. I never do that. So today is the 10-year anniversary of Sandy Hook, and Oz had a nice little slide up with some remembrance, and I think a story from one of the mothers. And I'm just not comfortable covering that topic. I absolutely am not. I tend to side more towards Jones when it comes to what that was. And I'm not saying that it didn't happen, but I just covering it. But there you are. That's a reminder. It's been 10 years today. And I'm sorry, Oz. I don't normally veto what you put on the deck, but I just couldn't go there today because I just don't feel comfortable enough with it, right? I don't think anybody does after Jones took $1 trillion hit for even opening his mouth about it. Like, shit, I ain't got $1 trillion. Maybe I better not be talking about this stuff. Let's see what else I got here. So, the Big Bang was not the beginning. Nobel Prize winner Roger Penrose believes that the Big Bang is not the beginning of our universe. Rather, it was the end of the previous one. My question is why does it look like an earplug or a bug? I don't know. Kind of strange. And I want to see the episode of Undercover Boss where Jesus visits Joel Osteen's church. That's a good one. That's funny stuff. I'm trying to run through this deck fast, guys, because I know this picture just looks terrible. I got the guys behind the scene trying to fix a bit right now, so we'll see if it happens. So Anne Hayes, finally, all of her autopsies and what is the name of it? Her chem panels came back, and it turns out that the fentanyl in her system was actually administered at the hospital. But check out her cause of death here. They call it inhalation. Now, to me, is an inhalation when you're caught in smoke and it cuts your breath, lack of oxygen, you die. Basically, you suffocate, right? But she was still alive for 5 days. So how could wouldn't it be a secondary like infection from burns would be my guess? I don't know. I just found it odd. So let's check it out.
Anne Heche's autopsy is shedding more light on her shocking death. Months after the actress died following a fiery car crash back in August, Los Angeles County Medical Examiner coroner reports that Anne was not impaired by drugs at the time of the incident. In the report, however, which was obtained by NBC News, test shows that the 53-year-old had both used cocaine and cannabis previously to the crash. The toxicology also showed Anne had fentanyl in her system, but the report states that it was, quote, obtained after she received treatment at the hospital. Anne's cause of death has been ruled as an accident. She died of, quote, inhalation and thermal injuries after she crashed into a home in Los Angeles' Mara Vista neighborhood on August 5th. The crash sparked a fire that engulfed the property and Anne's vehicle. At the time, a spokesperson confirmed to Access Hollywood that she was in critical condition and a coma with a, quote, significant pulmonary injury requiring medical ventilation and burns that required surgical intervention. Anne died on August 11th after being taken off life.
So there you go. That kind of wraps up that story. I mean, so many people were interested in that story. Of course, there was all the conspiracy theories out there about, was she killed? Why did she do it? She was high. I don't think we'll ever really know in a case like this, right? Sad, still a sad story. And there you go. There was a postmortem on it. I think that she was a monarch and Ellen DeGeneres was still her handler. Ooh, that's a good one, Shelly. That could very be. That's a good one. Yeah. See, I love you guys. You're so smart. You think of things I don't even think of. And why are you going to talk about corned beef and Swiss? Oh my gosh, you guys are making me want a Reuben. Is it lunchtime already? Ellen is really weird. They're all really weird. And speaking of that, I brought us a little clip and I actually think it's the next one. Oh, Cocaine Bear. We'll come back to Cocaine Bear. Let's talk about woke Hollywood is failing, and that's a good thing. So I kind of took a few days off this weekend to catch up on some Netflix and some Amazon Prime. I finished The Peripheral. Shelly, it's excellent. I love it. It was a great show. I'm excited for second season. If you guys haven't gone watch that, it's very futuristic, like VR and avatars, and you can go into, the future. It's a watch if you're into that stuff. And let's see, what did I watch? Oh, I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I hadn't seen. It's a couple years old, right? Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, a Quentin Tarantino movie. Now, for the longest time, I was a huge Tarantino fan. I owned a video store, and I could quote you damn near all of Tarantino's movies for 20 fucking years. Then I realized who Tarantino was and what he was about, right? He's a huge Zionist, not only that, but he's got some sick, twisted fetishes himself, which I saw very loud and clear by watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, just the fact that the Manson murders and they kind of twist it, and it's about the neighbor, it doesn't make any sense other than it's Tarantino's pulp fiction-y wet dream about the Manson case, I think. But here's the thing that got me is the goddamn foot fetish that he has. Now, have we all seen this? We slowly saw it through the years. We saw it with Uma Thurman in Kill Bill and with Pulp Fiction. Of course, she's always barefoot. And then, of course, we saw it in Jackie Brown when you had, was it Bridget Fonda? Her constantly showing her feet. And this Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, foot shot after foot shot, and not just a foot shot. We're talking dirty foot shot. If I was that woman or that actress who was told I have to put my feet up in the air so that he could zoom in on them, I would be like, dude, you have a sick fucking problem. Why is that even a part of this? I haven't seen it. You will definitely notice Tarantino's sick foot fetish. But let's talk about woke Hollywood and how they're failing.
And off. Okay?
Nerdrotic.com.
Remember all those Access Media articles telling the thing that you clearly didn't like was a good thing? For instance, The Last Jedi has no respect for nostalgia, and that's a good thing. Disney killed the Star Wars expanded universe. Why, that's a good thing. Eternals is not your typical Marvel movie, and that's a good thing. Andor does Star Wars, and that's a good thing. And who can forget my personal favorite, The Power is gonna upset Tolkien purists, and that's a good thing. Well, I've got one for you. Woke Hollywood is failing.
And that's a good thing, right? Yeah, they're failing. So the Peripheral is actually on Amazon Prime. So not Netflix, Amazon Prime if you want to watch The Peripheral right now. They've got all their Black Friday deals out there. I think I got Stars for like $1.99 for the next 3 months or something. Hollywood burn. Yes, I have to agree. As Pooh would say, it's a good day to burn this bitch to the ground. So yeah, definitely check out The Peripheral over on the other channel. Okay, let's go back and talk about the Cocaine Cowboy or Cocaine Bear. So have you guys been seeing this meme, this Fozzie Coke Bear? His jokes aren't the only killer. Did you know that this is truly inspired by real events? I didn't know that. And the crazy thing is I had heard the story way before I saw that meme, and now that meme's just moving around. So let's check out this crazy story about the Cocaine Bear, and this really happened.
About 3 months after Thornton's unfortunate death, Cocaine Bear was discovered in the Chattahoochee National Forest in Georgia. This is the same forest where Thornton's plane, a 404, which had put the autopilot on and leapt out of, had crashed. The 175-pound black bear was found surrounded by 40 empty packages that had been torn open, all of which contained traces of cocaine. Putting 2 and 2 together, investigators reasoned that the packages had likely originally been full of cocaine before the bear got to them. They further surmised that Thornton must have decided to drop the packages from the plane owing to already being heavily loaded down with near 80 pounds of cocaine that he'd be carrying when he jumped. Presumably, he intended to go and retrieve those packages once he was safely on the ground. However, even if he had survived the jump, he would have found that the bear in question had eaten the contents of all 40 containers. To confirm this is actually what happened to the bear, its body was packed up into the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, where it was cut open and its stomach was examined. The medical examiner who performed the procedure would later note of his findings, its stomach was literally packed to the brim with cocaine. There isn't a mammal on the planet that could survive that. Cerebral hemorrhaging, respiratory failure, hypothermia, renal failure, heart failure, stroke, you name it, that bear had it. News of the bear's unusual fate was reported upon by papers across the country, and it quickly became enshrined as part of the legend surrounding Thornton that had come up in Kentucky. Indeed, this tale today is known there as the Bluegrass Conspiracy. Cocaine Bear himself was playfully nicknamed Pablo Escobar, after notorious drug lord Pablo Escobar, who at his cartel's peak is estimated to have supplied upwards of 80% of the cocaine into the United States.
Okay, so that was a crazy story. There was a drug smuggler who was flying over the Chattanooga, and he had tons and tons of coke, and apparently he jumped out of the plane with a ton of money, and he had pushed the cocaine out apparently before he put the plane on autopilot, and he jumped himself. Well, apparently this guy was a dare, just coked out, and he liked to wait before he would pull his parachute to see how far he could get to the ground. And it was dark, and apparently he pulled it too late, and splat, he was dead. And then they go and they find the bear like a couple of days later, and this bear had ingested all this cocaine and died. So that poor bear's life was over, but his adventures had just, because they taxidermied that bear, and that bear has been doing the rounds. So that is the story of Pablo Bear and the cocaine bear. So that's where that comes from. And yeah, I hear you. Who was it? Was it Marby that said, I don't like this guy, or DC? This guy, he gets on my nerves too. Oh, sorry, Rob. It was Rob. The commercial, yeah, you have to fast forward through his stuff to even get to what the point he's trying to make, because there is literally some crackling every 2 seconds, and he tends to ramble. But that was the only great little clip I could find that tells the cocaine bear story. So there you are. Cocaine bears. Most cocaine bears live in Northern California. Isn't that the truth, man? Isn't that the truth? Too funny. I want to thank you guys for hanging in there. All 50 of you who've been just rocking it, hanging out with the crappy bit rate that I got going on. I think we figured out the problem, but I can't fix it till I shut down the show. So one more show, let's see. We're getting to the end of this mirror. Why do I always got to have a bad show? If you want to contact me, you can contact me at Chanda-Masta on Twitter. Julie is a great producer for us. She sends us a ton of these stories, and you can too. I think Jilly and I are working on a new segment. That's a segment because Jilly truly finds so much good information. So that'll be fun once we get that up and running. Did I put this in here? Let's see what this is. The Daily Beast. New Zealand has passed a new law to ban sales of cigarette generations, one of the strictest measures in the world to finally end smoking. So New Zealand has passed a law to ban sales of cigarettes to future generations, one of the strictest measures in the world. Thousands of people will live longer, healthier lives, and a healthier system will be a $5 billion better off from not needing to treat illnesses caused by smoking, such as numerous types of cancers, heart strokes, amputations. Associated Health Minister Inisa Viral says that the law that was passed on Tuesday, the law accompanied by several other measures to ultimately make smoking harder, bans the sale of cigarettes to anybody born on or after January 1st of 2009. The move is part of the plan to make the country smoke-free by 2025. So if you were born after 2009 in New Zealand, you can't buy a cigarette. So is that a bad thing that I quit smoking a year and a half ago? But I smoked for 35 years, and everybody in my life smoked. My grandparents, all of my grandparents, both sides, my parents. I absolutely think that it was a learned behavior because it was always around me, right? So do I think that this will help? I do. Is it Orwellian? Yes. New Zealand's known for their Orwellian shit. Jacinda just is a dictator, if you ask me, and the smiliest dictator in the country or in the world, right? So that's a crazy story. Is it a bad thing? No. Telling people what they can and can't do is a bad thing, but I would think that the cigarette companies would back on that shit. what? We know how bad the cigarette companies were, especially 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, covering up the reports of bad health outcomes from smoking. And it's very kind of comparable to what we're seeing with big pharma nowadays, right? So yeah, thank you for. I just think it's crazy. I don't. It's shocking that big tobacco won't be pushing back, but I guess they have other markets, like, because I hear everybody smokes in Japan. All the men smoke in Japan, is what I understand. Kind of crazy. And I wanted to let you guys know that Chris Hedges just dropped a new article that is definitely worth a read. Being lifted from the face of Israel's apartheid state, exposing a grin's head that pretends to obliterate the few restraints against killing Palestinians. Exactly. It was a great read. Is it on Consortium News? Yeah, just type it in. You'll find it. I think it's out there, the Twitterverse too. Definitely worth the read. And I was happy to see that apartheid Israel was trending this morning. So boy, that's a change on in control, right? I think so. And let's write Julian lunch. Come on, guys. We're running out of time to get him some Christmas wishes. So there you are. There's the address. Please make sure you get him out some cheer. And shout out to everybody this last weekend that was out there holding it up for Julian. I know that Miss Amber Katie had an event in Seattle, and I know there's a lot more events coming. So look for them. I know there's going to be a big push next month too. So if you can get out to one of the Assange events, and they're starting to pop up all over the country, get out there, hold the sign. I think that we're actually starting to get through to people. I hope we are. That is it for our show today, guys. What a terrible show. I'm so sorry about the bit. I was in yards on Thursday for pasta on my show, and my audio went down. It's always something, right? I could just scream. Once I would just like to have everything smooth and work the way it's supposed to, but that's not my luck today. So I'll shout you guys out real fast. Thank you guys so much for hanging out there. Hey, Victor Jen, welcome. We Rokfiners. Fred Edwards, thank you so much for sharing my streams out and getting our information out there. Always doing it. Leonard Trust Fund, glad to see you. Ian, welcome. Or was that Jim? The Rokfin's so tiny. Oh, Amber's hanging out over there. Hey, Amber. Good morning. I know, if we make it through December, that's my favorite Christmas song, and you guys will hear it before this is over. John Kemp, good morning. Is it still where you are? I don't know. Choosy heretics choose Carnation Revolution. Thanks for coming in. And hey, Snorky's here. Yay. Welcome, Snork. I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a while. Bella Lugosi, Marby Dog, DC, Jilly, thank you guys so much for coming in. I think I got a cute little closer for you. So let's talk about this weekend. Obviously, I'm going to fix my stream as soon as this is over. And Thursday, I will be back with pasta. I'm going to engineer that from StreamYard so him and I can just get it done. Hopefully, we can have a good conversation. Oz and I are doing Beauty and the Boomer. I know he's already working on it, so that'll be good. Amber, do you have a Brave New Future on Friday? I think Amber does have a Brave New Future this Friday. And then, of course, next Friday, we are doing Beauty and the Boomer a day early. So not Saturday night, Friday night, Eve. We're going to do our show. So that way we're not taking up your guys' time during Christmas Eve. You can spend it with your families, even though we are fam, right? And then New Year's Eve, we are going to have a party. It's regular time, regular everything. So it's just going to be Oz and I am New Year's, New Year's fun. So join us then. And I think that's all I've got for you guys. I'm sure there's stuff I'm missing. It's been a shitty show. What can I say? You guys check out my videos. I'm going to head out and do a 2-mile walk. And I've got 2 videos that are yet to come out. I just got to get them edited and put them out. I know the editing is rough on. Hey, I'm learning, so it's forced me to be a better editor. But I appreciate you guys watching, and thank you guys so much for joining me. So let's see, what closer do I have? Time of the season, zombies covered. This is great, and I'll probably take a copyright for it. Thank you so much, DC. Thank you for making the news fun. Oh, I try. It would be even funner if I actually wasn't pixelated. You could see my face, right? Next time. So you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys again Thursday morning for Trailer Park Pundit to hell and back. You never know what to be around here. So have a great day.
It's the time of the season when love runs high. In this time, give it to me easy and let me try with pleasured hands to take you in the sun to promised lands, to show you everyone. It's the time of the season for what's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Has he taken any time to show you what you need to live? Tell it to me slowly, tell you why. I really want to know. It's the time of the season for what's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Has he taken any time